Hey guys, Marsingan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so yesterday I did the first of these videos in a short series while we wait for details of the TANABATA festival celebration to come out on JP. Just basically talking about some of my ideas for custom concepts that we could base the TANABATA celebration around. I got some good feedback on the one from yesterday about the Baby versus Super Saiyan 4 Goku, because remember, the TANABATA celebration is essentially always broken down into a part 1 unit, which is a Dokkan Fest exclusive LR, or at least that is the current trend, with a side banner unit. And then as we get further down and we get into part 2 of the celebration, we then get a part 2 LR. Obviously last year it was a yellow coin LR, which is the Fusion Zamasu, but I talked about this in yesterday's video, but if you haven't seen it, I do very much speculate that the part 2 banner for this year for the TANABATA is going to be a Carnival LR banner, because we are still yet to get another standalone Carnival LR banner since the release of the STR Carnival Goku from the Hachiak special, and he needs to come back on a banner, but he can't come back until we get another standalone Carnival banner, because he's a Carnival exclusive LR. So I was thinking that it would be great if we got one for Golden Week, because then obviously both versions would get it. Global would benefit from having that Goku come back a little bit early, but that did not happen, so I heavily expect the Part 2 LR banner in the TANABATA celebration to be a Carnival LR. So basically, when it comes to these themes, like I said in the previous video, if you guys have any suggestions for ones that you would like to see, I've got a couple of ideas from yesterday's one. I will put together more videos like this where we talk about the potential for these themes. Obviously, we want a few Easy A's included as well. Last year's TANABATA gave us 3 separate Extreme Z battles. This one was obviously for 2 Dokkan Fest exclusive TURs, and then we had 2 separate LR ones. We also had a Super Strike Easy A. It doesn't have to necessarily have all of these things, but it's something to consider when you think about themes, because a couple of people suggested some cool, like, just 1v1 fights, like for example 17 versus Piccolo from the Cell Saga, but you can't really base like a whole celebration around that, especially when you think in terms of representation of those units in the game already. We only have like the physical Piccolo, who already has an Easy A. But anyway, so the theme for today's one, as you can obviously already tell by the thumbnail and the title, is going to be Dragon Ball Z Movie 10, which is the second Broly movie. So basically, just like yesterday's one, I kind of gave some reasoning behind it. I think the Part 1 Dokkan Fest exclusive LR should be the Broly. Extreme needs more buffs. Usually when we get a Dokkan Fest LR and then a Yellow Coin or Carnival LR in the same celebration, whether it's Anniversary, whether it's Worldwide Download, the Dokkan Fest LR usually ends up being the better one when the dust settles and people have made like their tier lists and stuff like that. So villains would definitely benefit from having the stronger unit to come out of the celebration. So I used this one to show on the screen for the art, just because I really like this art of Super Saiyan Broly. There's not a lot of Super Saiyan Broly art around, right? Because usually most of it is just of him already in the big buff legendary Super Saiyan form. So I actually really like this art. I kept a spare copy of this Tech Broly in my box after rainbowing the LR, just so I can actually have this unit with the TUR art. I think it looks really cool. So new Broly would definitely be very good. I didn't put a lot of thought into what his leader skill would be for this one, because for Baby I thought I cooked up probably like the best one that I think he could have in the concept for yesterday. But for this guy it's a little bit more tricky, because we don't necessarily need another movie boss's leader. We just got Turles, so we don't really need another Extreme Pure Saiyans leader. I guess Super Saiyans would be interesting, but kind of weird, because obviously it's mostly a super team apart from Broly. Target Goku, we obviously just recently got 17. Planetary Destruction is one of Turles' extra 30%, so that could be good for one of his 170s. And same with Revenge as well. I talked about how Baby being a Revenge leader from yesterday would be quite good. So maybe like Revenge and Planetary Destruction as his 2 170s, and then give him like movie bosses and maybe Resurrected Warriors as the plus 30, because I think a lot of Freezers are on, or some of the Freezers are on Resurrected Warriors that are also on Planetary Destruction or Revenge, so that'd be another 200% lead for them. But let me know what you guys think the best 200% leader skill for a new Broly would be. The reason why I bring up the art for the Super Saiyan Broly is the biggest problem with Broly units in the game is they don't have a lot of different names. we have Super Saiyan Broly, which incorporates this guy before he transforms, and the one from Dragon Ball Super. Then obviously Dragon Ball Super has his own full power Broly standalone, which we still don't have a standalone unit for. And then there's Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. So I think the best way to do a new Broly unit like this is to have the unit be Super Saiyan Broly, but he just instantly transforms on turn 1 into Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. And then that gets around the linking issue, because it means he can link with other Legendary Super Saiyan Brolys, because he is technically a transformation unit. So having him transform straight away, I think would be pretty cool. I mean, it could literally be like his intro animation, essentially, right? And he just transforms into Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. I think that would be very, very good. New Broly would always be nice. Broly is a very popular character, so I think that would be pretty cool. Now, then, of course, we need to go into the side banner unit. Now, when it comes to the Broly movie, there's obviously no other, like, extreme characters. Like, there is no other, like, enemy characters in that movie. It's just all about Broly beating up Gohan, Goten, and Trunks, right? And to a lesser extent, Videl. So, I got a couple of ideas for the side banner units. Remember, when Cooler came out as the Dokkan Fest LR for the Worldwide Celebration, his banner unit was Piccolo. So, the banner unit doesn't have to be another extreme unit. And especially in this instance where there aren't really any options. So the first one is a new Videl, right? Because this Videl in this outfit, like, she is specifically from the second Broly movie. And we could have a unit like Bulma or Yajirobe, where just because of the character being Videl, she's obviously not going to have a ton of links that are super good for some of these teams like Movie Heroes, Bond of Parent and Child, Warriors Raised on Earth. But you give her some crazy, like, off-rotation support, like Bulma or Yajirobe, give her her own decent, like, start of turn, attack and defense, maybe some damage reduction, and then it doesn't really matter too much that her links aren't the best, as long as you make up for it with the support. So I think she would be the perfect side banner unit, because out of all the other side characters, she is kind of the one that plays the biggest role outside of Goten and Trunks, but I didn't really want to do, like, another Goten and Trunks unit, so I think Videl is probably one of the top options. The other one I thought could be kind of funny is a new Krillin in the Piccolo outfit, because obviously he turns up at the very end of the movie. We only have one unit in the game with that design, which is the free-to-play barbershop one. I mean, we already have some good Krillin, like, support units in the game. We just got one for the 23rd World Tournament, so, you know, they can do really good Krillin units that are really good supports. And he would be on a lot of strong teams, so I think he could be a pretty good option as well. Obviously, like, we could get another Goten and Trunks, or one or the other, but I feel like there's enough of them in the game, right? We have free-to-play versions of the ones from this movie as well, so I think the best option would be Krillin or Videl. They just have to make sure their kits are up to standard, that it doesn't matter so much that the links will be lacking on some of these other teams, so I think this could be pretty cool. And then, of course, we go into who are the LRs, who are the Easy A's going to be. And the thing about this movie, like I said already, is it's kind of restricted to, like, the number of characters that are in it. So when you think about a big overarching theme for a celebration, you want to try and think of all the potential units that could Easy A or get updates along with that celebration. But movie 10 is a very small, like, you know, movie in terms of its cast of characters, right? And in terms of Dokkan Fest exclusives, like, how many Gohans and, like, Trunks and Gotens and Brolys do we actually have that are related to the movie or even still need Easy A's? Because things like in Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, it's too early for him to get an Easy A, and he's from the first Broly movie. So obviously the immediate number one top of the list is the Tech LR Broly, because he is specifically from the second movie. He's got to be in line to get an Easy A soon, right? We talked about recently the fact that the Go Bros just got their Easy A on JP, and they literally came out like 2 weeks before this guy, so he very easily could be next in line, and the Tanabata is the next celebration coming out on JP. So this guy getting an Easy A would be really cool. If you have him, like, take him into an event now, and you'll see that, like, his defense is absolutely not up to snuff for the current meta. But in terms of damage, he actually can still put out some pretty reasonable attack stats. So if he got a good Easy A, this guy would absolutely be dominant on some of these villain teams. Especially if an event like this came out where he's getting a new leader to be run on a 200% team, make the new Broly like an absolute slot 1 wall of a tank, and then yeah, these guys will be going absolutely crazy together. So these guys very, very good. Obviously he transforms into legendary Super Saiyan Broly, can use his active skill straight away. Imagine they buff, I think they can't buff active skill effects as well as the conditions, because we know they can't buff the conditions. That's why AGL Gohan's transformation condition didn't change. But you give him a good enough easy A, and even because remember this attack 48% on active skill works like B-Pan, where it's multiplied into all the other support they get on the rotation. So you have this guy linked up with another Broly and then like a support unit in slot 3, fire off his active skill, and then think about how strong he would be with an easy A already, and then he's getting an extra 50% pretty much attack on top of that. So he would be absolutely insane with a good easy A. So definitely would love to see that. And then I had to think of some other units that we could fit in here, right? So obviously we have this guy who released alongside the Go Bros. Makes perfect sense for him to get his easy A. He works really well with them and will obviously work really well with the Part 2 unit as well. He is a Super Saiyan Gohan, so Super Saiyan 1. He's a movie hero support unit. He gets extra attack and defense when there's a movie boss enemy. So he's kind of perfect for, you know, this celebration, right? His kit makes sense for being the Gohan that fought Broly, so he's got a decent link set. Like this guy getting an easy A, he would be probably a must-run unit on the Movie Heroes team, as long as they make his kit good enough that you don't rely on this buff for a movie boss enemy. He would be very, very good, right? So definitely want to include him. He awakened with the Go Bros medals, and they already have an easy A, so he's like a perfect candidate. Then we have the, I used the SSR art to show the side banner unit, because I wanted to bring this up for the later part for the easy A's. We have this free-to-play Videl from the story event, because obviously we had the updated versions of the Goten and Trunks already. So her getting an easy A could be pretty good. She is fully built around being on a Movie Heroes team. For some reason, she only has a chance of providing support to all allies, so with an easy A, you just get rid of that, right? Just make her a support unit, give her some built-in dodge or something like that, and then she can be a pretty good free-to-play Movie Heroes support unit. And then, as I kind of was going into, right, we need to get some easy A's that are maybe not directly related, but could be called up for this celebration, right? Because it's not really enough easy A's, right? If we just got the LR Broly, this guy, and then this guy, I went through quite a few extra ones in the baby celebration. So we could bring in units like these two, right? The Tech Trunks and Int Goten. Now, they technically are from the Bio Broly movie, but I don't know about you guys, I'll be perfectly happy if we never get any more Bio Broly related stuff in the game ever again. So we needed some sort of instance for these guys to get an easy A, and they work really well together. So they could fit these guys in here, especially because we haven't really used any Goten or Trunks units in the celebration so far, and they obviously do play a big role in the movie. So them getting an easy A would be pretty good. I also think, you know, if we're going to do that, we could just throw in the easy A for Bio Broly, the free-to-play unit, but I feel like at some point he probably is going to get another unit, so I imagine they will save these for that. Although I guess they could do the physical Goten and Trunks easy A around that time as well. And then I thought it'd be kind of cool. This guy obviously just got his easy A, and they didn't do this. They've only done it, I think, what, twice in the past? I think what would be really cool as part of this celebration is if they did a revamp for the super attack for the Go Bros, because their 18 key super is fine. I've always thought so since they first came out, but their 12 key super is just really lame. It's like the cut and paste basic Kamehameha that every old like Goku and Gohan unit used to have, except it's just the two of them side by side. So it's pretty lame. Like, doing an update of this would be very cool, right? They did it for Majin Vegeta, so why not, right? I think that would be kind of cool, especially with these guys already having their easy A and being usable now. Part of their kit is that they fire off a bunch of additional super attacks, so having a much better animation to look at each time I think would be very cool. So that'd be a nice little bonus to add on to the celebration. But in terms of the actual side, this Part 2 Carnival LR, obviously the top choice would be the actual Gohan himself. Now, I talked about in a recent video how we could just get a new Go Bros with new updated animations, maybe call the unit like Goku, Gohan, and Goten, so they have a different name from the existing one. But I do think it would be cool if it was just a standalone Carnival LR Gohan, and then much like the Broly, have the unit start off as like base and then transform, or he could just straight up be the Super Saiyan 1 or Super Saiyan 2. Ideally a different name, right? It'd be cool if he was a Super Saiyan 2 or a base form that transforms, just so that he can actually link up with this guy. And then there is that other physical Super Saiyan 2 one that already has an Easy A that's a support unit. So him having a different name so that he can link up with those characters, I think would be pretty cool. Just like the Broly, right? I mean, they could do the same. If we're going to do it for Broly, they could do it for Gohan as the Part 2 unit, make it kind of a shared thing, where they start off in one form but then instantly transform. And then, yeah, I think that could be pretty cool. And then the big thing for this guy would be either his active skill. I don't think it'd be a unit super. I think it'd be better if it was an active skill, because it is such a big, like, thing. I don't think it should be something that you necessarily see, like, every single turn. So he should have an active skill where you do the family Kamehameha, right? A new updated animated version of it with Goku and Goten. Just make the condition something really, really easy, like a Goku family ally, which you're going to basically have on any team you use them on, right? Considering all the Gokus, Gotens, other Gohans, Pan, like, very, very easy, quote-unquote, restriction. I mean, it technically is, but very, very easy. Or even give, like, Goku family or movie boss its enemy. So even on, like, any team, if you're fighting the right enemy, he could do it. Or you could even throw in, like, when facing an enemy whose name includes Broly, which is a very rare occasion, but him having it as a restriction so he could do it, like, imagine if that was the only restriction. So if you're fighting a Broly, he could literally do it from turn 1. That'd be kind of cool as, like, a little bonus restriction that you're not going to see in a lot of events, but you'll get it in, you know, a couple of them, right? So, obviously, the new Gohan, I think that'd be pretty cool. In terms of his leader skill, I think that was one of the things I kind of struggled with here. If we go back to this guy, is actually the Super Saiyan one. Movie Heroes, I think, is just too strong to get a 200% lead. Hybrid Saiyans, I mean, I know people would rejoice if this team just got a full-on 200% leader skill. That'd be pretty cool. Defenders of Justice would be terrible. Siblings Bond is still a very bad category, so I don't know about that. Super Saiyans, I think, would be very, very powerful, but maybe not quite on the same tier as, like, Movie Heroes or, like, Goku family, or even, like, Bond of Parent and Child. Like, a full-on 200% Bond of Parent and Child team would literally be, like, the best team in the game. Maybe even the same for Earthbred Fighters. So I'm thinking maybe Super Saiyans, maybe Hybrid Saiyans. Let me know what you guys think down below. Hopefully it wouldn't be something like Defenders of Justice. That'd be pretty terrible. Majin Buu Saga, because these guys, even though they are from the second Broly movie, all the units are counted as being part of the Majin Buu Saga. That'd be kind of cool, but that category does need a lot more buffs in order for it to be good, right? All of the best units in that category, apart from the recent LR Super Buu, are all super old, so I don't know how good that would be. But, you know, if more buffs were going to come following after this, that could be a good 200% lead. It just, I guess, wouldn't be as good when he comes out. Although all of these units, these new units for this celebration, would technically be on there. So I guess that does help. But let me know down below, what do you guys think would be the ideal 200% leader skill for a Carnival LR Gohan from the second Broly movie? Let me know all your thoughts about the units that could Easy A, if you think there's any obvious choices that I missed. And like I said in yesterday's video, if you have any ideas for what you would think would be good kits for the units themselves, not just leader skill, but what does the unit actually do, feel free to let me know down below in the comment section. And as I said as well at the start, let me know other ideas that you would like to see the Tanabata celebration be themed around. Remember, it has to be a part 1 and a part 2 unit that are directly like the characters that fought each other, right? So that's the only thing to keep in mind when thinking up an idea for the theme. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.